Welcome to Jen Cares Live Talks powered by Swag Her Magazine and Chosen Counselors, the show that brings the community to you Mondays at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Here we engage in tough talks and meaningful conversations, featuring guests that help us stay in the know. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like and follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to never miss a show. Now, here's your host, Jen Cares.
It's been a while. You think I know how to do this? Hey guys, this is Jen Cares. Welcome to Jen Cares Live Talks, powered by Swag Her Magazine and Chosen Counselors. I am your host, Jen Cares, the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. And I am so excited to be back on live. So we took a pause, and then we're back at it. And tonight, going to get in my business, going to get in your business, but probably more in my business as we get back into it. Because tonight's theme is, what's stopping you? What is stopping you? What's stopping you right now from chasing your dreams? What's stopping you from finishing that project? What's stopping you from making that change? Before we get into it, let's start with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." Again, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. And when I think about that quote, sometimes I don't want to try just one more time, right? Because we try things and then we want to give up, then we want to quit, then we think, but if we could just try one more time. And that's what we're going to start talk about one tonight, of what's stopping you. We are entering about to enter, October will be here before we know it, the last quarter of the year. And there are some resolutions that we made in January. Shucks, we probably made it in December, November last year, said this was going to be the year that we was going to do the thing that we said we was going to do. And here it is, September 22nd. I won't ask you to raise your hand to point yourself out, but there's still some things that we may not have started to do. We might have thought about it, but like maybe not, I don't know. But again, tonight we're going to talk about what's stopping us. And for most of us, it's not money. We spend our money on what we want to spend it on, okay? Whether borrowing, hustling, some even still, meaning I'll pay you back when I get it and I never get it. I don't want y'all to do that, friends. And it's not about time that could stop us, because we make time for what we want to make time for, right? There are times that I could be doing stuff, but I'd rather just be being lazy sometimes. You're not alone, or actually tell me I'm not alone. Y'all do it too? It's not even really resources that's stopping us, right? TikTok and YouTube are the universities of universities where you can learn anything you want to learn for free. And got to be careful on TikTok, because they'll have you ordering stuff and then we still ain't even using it. And it's supposed to be helping us to do what it is that we're trying to do. But it's something deeper. And today we're going to dig into that. What are the common things that stop us? What are some things that stop you? Drop it down in the comments. But some thoughts when I was preparing for today, what causes us to stop and not do what it is that we need to be doing? Fear, procrastination, distractions, perfectionism, waiting until it's just right, trying to be perfect, lack of clarity or vision, limiting beliefs. Well, what's your stopping point? What comes up just when you were about to do it, and now you're like, I can't do it? It's always something that comes up. I was going to go to the gym, right? But I really need to work on this. And the problem with working on this is sometimes we don't even work on this. You ever started cleaning up and got distracted, started doing something else? Like, what was I doing? It's the simplest things that distract us and get us off our game. And I don't want that to happen to us as we enter this last quarter of the year. Whatever it is that we want to do, tonight we're going to work out doing it. And I'm going to give y'all some homework, because that's what I do, okay? So, what if I told you that the barriers that we face of doing whatever it is that we're trying to do are internal? It's an internal battle that's causing us to stop when we could be going, okay? I could count on my hand how many things I've been slacking in. Okay. But I also could count on my hand the things I've been doing great in. So in that, we also have to give ourselves grace, right? So the thing was what's stopping us, but we also want to praise what it is that we're doing that's doing good for us, okay? Because we're doing some amazing things, okay? All right. So let me get into me. I'm talking about me. Y'all could be in the comments. Might see, hey, Belinda. Oh, friends, thank you for joining us. Hey, Jeannie. I know it's almost your bedtime. We're going to get this in and get this out. Hey, Nika. All right. I'm feeling the love in the comments. Y'all be sure to continue to share your thoughts on what's stopping you and how you're going to not let it stop you anymore. Okay? So the first one we talked about is that fear. Fearful. I doubt myself. And I have overcome a lot of doubts about myself, but then there's still some times that make me wonder, can you do it? What will they say? Will they support you? Shucks. When I started Jen Cares, it was like probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I just started. But I was fearful. I'm like, are people going to tune in and all those things? And then views were coming. I'm like, all right, people will comment. All right, people will like, all right. But there still was a fear. Is it going to hit home? And I always hope that something that's shared is something that inspires somebody to keep on going. But it's still that fear. Am I going to fumble? Am I going to mess up? Shucks, going live today. I couldn't get it right, because the producer and the people that do it is all me. But fear is really a big thing. But guess what? There's still a possibility that it can work out. Another thing to note is that we won't always touch the masses, right? So in whatever it is that you're trying to do, you feel like you're supposed to go out to the masses on the first time that you do it. And guess what? It does not always work that way. Just from one person tuning in today, they'll hear something and they'll share it with somebody else, who will then share it with somebody else, who will then share it with somebody else. And that's how you reach the masses. And sometimes we're thinking that it's supposed to happen quick. But friends, it's not going to happen quick. So we can't get frustrated in fear and locked in fear, allow it to stop us, because it takes a process for it to happen, okay? It's still happening. But then that part of procrastination, we get distracted by the people, places, and things. And then we be like, we don't need to do it, or we got time, If you've ever been in school, college, high school, elementary school, whoever school, you would have to do an assignment. You would have to study for a test. And you would feel like, I got time. Let me just play the game. I got time. Let me go outside. I got time. Let me go do this, and this. And though we do have time, we also have to be able to prioritize those goals that we have set for ourselves, those dreams that you have for yourself. You have to be able to set aside the time to do whatever it is that you say you want to do. If you say you want to cook a meal, you got to set a time to go to the grocery store to get the food, or DoorDash, or whatever it is that could bring the food to your door, right? So we got to be intentional about setting aside time so that we don't procrastinate. But we'll keep on. And then it's dinner time. There's no food in the house. Oh, I'll just hit up a fast food. I'll just go to a restaurant. But it's something about having a meal at home. Thanksgiving is coming up. Friends, don't procrastinate with that Thanksgiving meal. You got to have that turkey out in good time so it'll be defrosted. You got to have all the things together. Don't procrastinate asking the good cooks to cook for the food, because we can't have the beginner cooks cook for Thanksgiving, You cook for next Sunday after Thanksgiving when we done got our good Thanksgiving in, right? But procrastination is real. And I'm talking to myself because I procrastinate. I feel like I have time. Shucks, today I was trying to make sure I had everything together for the day. I procrastinated. Why would I wait till the day of? That's not smart all the time, because something always comes up that sets you back. I thought I had time, then I had to work on something else, then I had to work on something else. I'm saying, wait, I got to get back to the main thing. So we can't procrastinate, because we'll lose time thinking that we got time. And if we know anything, we know that time is short, so we cannot waste time, okay? Even these phones, they'll get us in trouble. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'll get on the phone and I'll be scrolling through and things of that sort, and I have to be intentional to bring my mind back to pay attention to that moment. So we can't allow distractions to get us where we're missing out on moments, because sometimes that stops us. That stops us from creating meaningful relationships with others, because we're stopping to talk, stopping to pay attention to this. And sometimes they need us to pay attention. You ever been on the phone and they was like, huh? And you said it so many daggone times after you're like, maybe I should just call you back another time. Oh, no. We have to be intentional, even in procrastinating. What's stopping us from connecting with people? Because we want those same people to be there for us. I know. I'm talking to myself. This is my Jen talk to me. I'm sitting on the sofa sharing all my things, okay? But we got to be intentional. We don't want procrastination to get us. That other part of being perfect. Nothing is going to ever be just right. Nothing's ever going to be just right. I mean, you can get something tailor fit for you, right? And the day that you're going to put it on, it may be a little snug. It may be a little loose. Go hear you, all right? But it's never going to be exactly perfect, but it's just good enough for you. You can get by. You can make it through that day, right? And deciding to go live when I first started, when I was saying I wanted to come back, I was like, I don't got everything together, or I need this. How would I get guests? Jennifer, you're going to go live by yourself if you don't have somebody. I already planned to go live my first time by myself. But, I'm trying to make sure I got to be just right. But that would stop me if I keep on trying to make sure it's just right by having a guest and they're not available. That can't stop me from what it is I want to do. I like bringing the community to you, having some meaningful conversations. I can't keep on waiting on somebody and they not coming. I got to stand on my post and do what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And I want to give a shout out to Jarmel, the Vice President of Marketing and Sales with Swag Her Magazine. Y'all be sure to follow my friends here at Swag Her. I was sharing how I was doubting myself. I was going back and forth with myself. And he said, whatever it is, go for it. It's the simple words, and here we are. And that's the important part of us really talking to somebody else as well. We don't have to face this thing called life alone. I went to church yesterday and the pastor was preaching, my pastor, was talking about Moses with Aaron and Hur. And Moses got tired, but Aaron and Hur were on both sides holding up his arms that he would not give up in that battle. And sometimes people don't know that we're ready to give up in a battle because we didn't tell them. But if we tell them, we can get a Moses, we can get an Aaron and a Hur that'll hold up our arms that we won't give up in this battle of this thing called life. You don't have to face it alone. It will not be perfect. We don't have to procrastinate. We don't have to be in fear. We have a village around us that wants to push us to keep on going. Somebody is depending on you saying yes. And I say that, but guess what? I don't like that either. Because why they got to depend on me? I'm not perfect. I'm going to mess up. But guess what? That's the beauty of it. With you not being perfect, with you messing up, but still pushing, it's like if they could keep on going and all hell is breaking loose against them, I could do it too. Another thing that causes us to stop is sometimes the lack of clarity or vision. Sometimes we don't see the full picture. We just see enough to kind of keep going or think about going, but still maybe I shouldn't go, right? And it's funny, I was reflecting on a mustard seed. And if you've ever seen a mustard seed, it's so small. And they say that's all you got to have with having faith. It's a mustard seed. If you've never seen a mustard seed, please go to the grocery store, go on a seasoning aisle, and just look. You don't got to buy it. Just look at the container. It's so many of the little things in there, right? But that mustard seed, right? If we have that little bit of faith in ourselves, we can move mountains. We can do amazing things. But we got to find the clarity. We got to find the vision. So you have to take time to write out what it is you're trying to do. So in that part of what's stopping me, what is it that you're trying to do? I want to be a millionaire. Cool, I do too. But there's steps to get there. I can't just wake up and be a millionaire. I mean, I could, but if we're being practical about it, we have to have a plan in place. What business ethics are we going to have? What character do we have to keep that business rolling, right? Because we can't be mean and nasty and think people won't keep on coming to us. It doesn't work that way, right? So we have to write out what the plan is. If we're unclear, we want to get clear and write out what the vision is, right? Write out what your plan is. As we're going into, again, October 1st will be here before we know it. I want you to make sure that you're writing out what it is that you want to do to close out the year. What did you start that you didn't finish? What do you have time to still do? Actually, you got time to do everything. Why? Because a little bit and a little bit gets you closer than you was yesterday. All right? Lastly, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. I'm not ready or I don't have what it takes. I'm here to remind us that we do have the capacity. And it's funny because I do have a hoodie that says I don't have the capacity, but there's boundaries, there's limits to it. You got to find out when you do have capacity to do some things and when you don't have capacity to do some things. And when you don't have the capacity, you can find somebody that can help you. A good friend of mine, he does nonprofits. He always says, pay for peace. If I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to find somebody that knows how to do X, Y, and Z. I will also say don't always go the cheap route. You go the cheap route, sometimes they do you dirty, okay? So don't go the cheap route. Invest in your dream, Okay. Like I said, YouTube, invest in time to watch those videos. TikTok, invest in time to watch those TikToks, because you can learn so many different things. Invest in that class, invest in that workshop. A friend did a master class, and it was phenomenal to see so many entrepreneurs in one spot trying to make sure they could soak in all that they needed to pursue their dream. If you don't know, it's okay to ask somebody, right? I was doing group, and one of the young men was like, I don't like asking people stuff. I said, well, and now he's not even 15. I said, well, it's a lot of things you still don't know how to do. How you going to find it out? He eventually said, I might have to ask somebody. I might have to talk to somebody. It's okay to ask somebody. And no question is too crazy, too dumb, too outlandish. If it's a question, it's a question. And it's okay to ask it to find out. So as we're going into this inventory that I want to share about, I always share that as a job does an inventory or a review to find out if you're still a good fit for the job, I always encourage people to make sure you're doing a review to see if you're still a good fit, if the job is still a good fit for you, right? Because we can always find another job to go to and things of that sort. But what I'm asking us to do tonight is do an inventory of the year. How did January work out? February, March, April, May, June, July, August. How is September working out, right? Let's highlight our wins from those months, our mids from those months, our lows from those months. And let me talk about those lows. Guess what, baby? You still made it because you're still here today. So even though it was low and you felt like, will I get out of this thing? You did. You are. You will. You can. I believe in you, right? So we have to know, how did this year work out? What are the things I did that were great? What are the things that I want to work on? What are the things that I don't need to do no more? Like allow people to waste your time. Allow you to waste your time. Why? Because we said that time is short. So friends, what are your stopping points? What's causing you to stop all the things that you need to be doing? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it somebody said, oh, you'll never be nothing? Oh, we don't receive those words because we know that we can be something. We have accomplished some things. We have overcome some things. And sometimes people come around because they're little naysayers, and misery does love company, and jealousy is real too, right? And we have to do an inventory of the friends that we have around us. Some people aren't with us that was with us in January. And now here we are in September. We're like, oh, I kind of missed them. But if it wasn't doing you good, don't allow that to stop you no more. Okay. So we want to be encouraged by having people around us that are good. I talk about that. Aaron and her. Who are the people that's surrounding us able to hold you up? I went out with some friends yesterday and I was telling her something. And I was just talking like, we have our little sessions and things. She was like, did God tell you to do that? So this is another factor we're stopping us, because sometimes we're doing stuff we ain't supposed to be doing anyway, but we wanted to do it. And I was like, you know what? I rolled my eyes at her, and I told her that I rolled my eyes at her because I didn't want to hear that. But it was real. Who are we consulting to know if we really should be doing some of this stuff, right? Because we do still bounce ideas off of people to kind of get a feel. Is this a good idea? Is this not a good idea? Go to people you trust, not people that's going to steal your ideas. People that are going to uplift you and build you and motivate you to keep on going, okay? Disclaimer, want to put that out there. Because sometimes we'll go to somebody and be like, wait, they stole my idea. And they didn't give me nothing for it. Made me think of Dwayne Wayne and Rhyme with the Game. Who y'all think was, all right, let me see this. All right. But it's real, right? You'll have an idea and somebody else to take it, and then it becomes a battle, it becomes a friction, and that causes us to stop, because it's like, if they took my idea, somebody else to take my idea, and this person take my idea, and I can't do it. But the dopeness of ideas is this too. Though you get the idea and somebody else get the idea, how you execute it, two different things. And sometimes people get into it like, that was my idea. But the way you put a spin on it will draw different kind of people, because your voice is meant for some people while their voice is meant for somebody else. The caliber of people that will come around you from how you are, how you present, may be different from the people that come around them. Not saying that either one of you are bad and things of that sort, but we just attract some people. There's some people that naturally are attracted to us because our personality, and then you get to talking like, I needed to hear that today. So we can't let the thing stop us, okay? So the other question for us to think about is what comes up when we take action, right? I was going to go to the gym because I'm going to use that example. Like some people want to go to the gym, work out and things of that sort. I was going to go to the gym, but then my car broke down. I was going to go do this, but this happened, because it's always something that's going to happen. happen to try to get us off our game. But I want to encourage us to do this. If it comes to try to distract us, if it comes to try to get us off our game, to still push forward, right? So delays do come, diversions, detours do come. I get it. I was going to a meeting the other day and I was so excited. I was going to be early. I was on my way and there was a roadblock. In the roadblock, I said, now, where in the world they blocked the street blocked off for today? Of all days when I'm going to be on time to where I got to be, right? But I took a moment to say, everything happens for a reason. I went around a different way, had to go around another different way, because all the one-way streets was getting me jammed up, right? Because this will cause us to stop. I could have been like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go home. But I went. And guess what? I had the greatest time. And sometimes those little things, those little hiccups will cause us to say, maybe I shouldn't do it. But friend, guess what? Maybe you should, okay? Do we not remember discouragement comes when we are doing something good? It'll always come when we're doing something good sometimes. And we have to be able to fight through it. We cannot allow ourselves to be frustrated, irritated, agitated by those things that are trying to weigh us down when we are doing good. We got to weigh the pros and the cons. And sometimes those pros are amazing, but because of that one little con, we're like, oh, they stepped on my toe. They said no. But no, I heard someone say next opportunity means that another opportunity is coming. So we can't be closed up, okay? There was the miner that was knocking on a wall, right? Trying to get the prize, trying to get the gold, trying to get it. But he got tired after a while. And he said, you know what? I give up. And there's an image that shows like an x-ray version of it where you can see that had he kept going just a little while longer, he was about to strike gold. And some of us are just so close, but we're saying, no, I can't do it. No, I don't want to do it. I want to give up. I can't do it. I can't. But we got to take that T away and say that I can. I can. Thomas the choo-choo train would say, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And if he could say, I think I can, sometimes we have to put that in our mindset as well. I think I can. I think I can. You know, I love from Finding Nemo. Dory would say, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. She can't remember nothing to save her life. But then moment she's like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And we gotta keep on swimming. We cannot drown. We cannot give up. We must keep on going. So knowing that these barriers are internal, we must remove that stinking thinking to focus on possibility, meaning that it is possible. Okay? Even in the word impossible, it says possible, meaning that if we just try, we just move that I out the way, move that M out the way, we can see possibility, right? We cannot give up on ourselves. Last year, as the year was coming to the close, I was having an evaluation of life. And I realized that I had got distracted on some things that I wanted to do. Once I realized I got distracted, I got to moving. I launched a hoodie and said I don't have the capacity. I wrote a journal that's coming out in November. I did one a couple of years ago, but I did another one. I was working. I said, Jennifer, you was on it. And that's what happens when we spark one fire, it keeps us going and keeps us lit. Okay. So then that goal of being a millionaire, right? 100 there, 1,000 there, wherever you want to be there, right? It keeps us on our track where we don't give up because we get motivated as we see the benefits of what we're doing. And that's hard too, because sometimes we don't always see the benefits. We don't always see the likes. We don't always see the views. We don't always see the following or all those different things that's supposed to happen. But I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of posts that I do see that I may not interact with, but do encourage me. And I now try to be intentional about liking it. I now try to be intentional about sharing it. Why? Because those little things can encourage the person that's putting out there. Okay, so I want you to do that too. If you're seeing something that's encouraging, if you're seeing something that's empowering, if you're seeing somebody trying to make a difference in this world, because we need some love and kind and peace and joy in this world, we want to share that with somebody else so that they know, hey, I like that story. I can make it too if I keep on going. Okay. So then did another shirt, then released it. It's my let me ask God first, because I was talking about the friend asked me, did you talk to God? Did you want to sow? Is this something you're supposed to be doing right? It's on the website. I release it one day. What's stopping me? I'm going to release it this week. Look at me holding myself accountable talking to y'all. But the thing was, again, seeking counsel. If you feel this in your heart to do, if you feel this in your gut to do, we also want to use wisdom, right? Because we can say, I want to start a business. Do we have the funds to do all the different things we want to do with it? Yes, maybe no. But we also want to be wise, because we have our finances together with the things we have to do for our household. So sometimes stuff that's stopping us is us because we're not managing what we have in a good way to help us to keep going in this thing called life. I'm telling you, it's internal. We got to work on our things to help us get it together. Another part is really just, again, being intentional about what it is that we want for ourselves. Too often we'll meet somebody and we'll feel like, this is a great connection and things of that sort. And then something happens, it goes different. We're like, I just want to shut everybody off. I can't share anything. I can't. Word again, right? But we are to learn from different people. They're here for seasons, reasons, lifetimes, lessons, blessings, some curses. I ain't going to hold you, okay? But we want to be able to learn from those experiences. Don't let it stop us. I know you wanted to have a boo, you met somebody, you gave your love, your time, your sweat, your tears, and then they did you dirty. That was a lesson. Learn a lesson, and when you move forward, don't go back to that kind of situation, right? Because now you know the keys of, no, that wasn't what I wanted, right? We have to pay attention to the lessons that we're learning, because sometimes we also get ourselves in these cycles, right? And we want to break free from the cycles. So what's stopping us from breaking free? Once we realize that we are in a cycle, once we realize that we are in a situation that we no longer want to be in, that person, place, or thing, that job, that car, sometimes this car is causing me more drama than not. Maybe we get a new car, all right? That job is not quite what I wanted to be. I don't like my coworkers. I don't like the boss. I don't like this. I'm not being used. It's not my passion. Clean up your resume. What's stopping you? Clean up your resume. Look into some other gigs. Find what it is that you want to do. Okay? Those people that are around us, evaluate. Should they still be around us? Should they not be around us? It's okay to let people go. It's okay to let people go. I'm grateful for every lesson that I've learned, all the encounters that I've had with other people. But still, at the end of the day, when I reflect on my days, as I bring my nights to close, I reflect and say, Jennifer, how was today? Did you do good today? What could you have done differently? Did you live to your fullest? Did you make yourself smile today? Did you do something today that your future self will thank you for? And in this evaluation, it helps me to be motivated the next day to do a little bit better. This world can sometimes be a cruel place to be in. But guess what? There's still some light. There's still some sun shining. And we can keep on going in this thing called life. My hope for you is that you don't lose you in working on your dream. Because sometimes we could get into something and we're just so focused on it. We don't have time for friends. We don't have time for family. We don't have time for ourselves. So don't lose yourself in working for your dream. Prioritize and balance your day out for what works best for you. All right? So what do I want you to take away today? I want you to reframe obstacles as signals, not stop signs. All right. The signal is maybe telling you to slow down. The signal is maybe telling you to yield. The yellow light should be telling you to slow down, but I know some of y'all want to run it. And in the city of Philadelphia, you got to be careful. Actually, any city. I'm not going to say Philly. Any city, you want to be careful because some people run the lights, right? But it's a signal for us to be aware. It's not a stop sign. We just want to be aware. What's causing us to pull back? What's causing us to think before we respond? Yes, the last time was bad. It didn't work out, but try again. I want you to replace excuses with action. I can't work out today. I don't have the time. Take the longer way to the bathroom. Walk the steps instead of the escalator or the elevator. Now, if you're on the 15th floor and you got meetings and things, I get it. But we could be intentional about some things we could do if we're trying to get some more steps in, right? We might want to grab a piece of fruit instead of the cookie. We might want to set aside 30 minutes to intentionally work on that business plan, to intentionally watch some videos, to intentionally take a class, right? You got to get into it. You got to get into what it is that you want to do. You have to set aside time. You have to be intentional if it is what you want to do. Okay? And then before you know it, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're done. That class is over. That schooling is over. There are some of you that want to go back to school. There's some of you who have dreams and aspirations that you feel like maybe I can, maybe I can't. I've seen people graduate that are in their 80s. I've seen people become actresses and actors that are in their 80s, So age has no hold on you. You have to do those things to keep yourself equipped and agile to be able to do the things that it is that you want to do. So watch that YouTube video. Watch that TikTok where they're breaking it down step by step by step. And I know sometimes those people are doing a long way of the story, but when you finally get to the end, you have all the pieces of what it is that you're trying to do, but you can't stop. Will we knock it out the park every time? No. But guess what? At least we're in the park. At least we're there where the balls can get swung. At least we're there where we could try out. At least we're there where we can get our feet in the grass to feel what it is that we're trying to do and push forward. So take a moment on Sundays to plan out your week. Budget the funds so you know where your money is going. Plan. Being spontaneous is amazing. It's nice. But sometimes we need a plan because too many spontaneous shopping trips and the card declines, you're going to feel some type of way. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to plan out the things you need to do, okay? So this is your challenge. Y'all ready? This is your homework. Write down one thing that's stopping you. Got to be honest with yourself. Name it, call it out, and then decide on one step, just one you could take in the next 24 hours to push past it. Because the only thing standing between you and your goals is the story you keep telling yourself. And you, my friend, have the power to rewrite that story. And if you need somebody to help you with accountability, send me a message. I used to have a group called The Meetup, where a group of goal-oriented people would come together and hold each other accountable. And guess what? I'm going to ask your friend, how's it going? I got some friends I check in, I leave them alone for a while, and then I come back around, they thought I forgot. I didn't, because I want us all to win. And that's really important. You may not always find somebody that does the friend like you do the friend, but I really do want us all to win. And your lane, go ahead and shine, friend. I'm going to shine. You're going to shine. We're going to shine together. There's room for all of us, okay? And I want you to know that I have faith in you. I do hope that something I shared today was helpful. Friends, I do not want you to give up on yourselves. I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to quit. I don't want you to throw in the towel. And I get it. Life be life sometimes. Sometimes you be like, you know what? This is for the birds. Find somebody else to do it. Understand all those things. But I don't want you to give up on you. There's too much in you that you're trying to give out. And I was listening to something that a friend had heard, and it was saying, you're going to be upset until you do what it is you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes we'll feel uncomfortable because we're not moving to our capacity. We're not giving all that we know we can give. We'll go and we'll give like a little bit, knowing good and well we got more to give. And then we do that. Oh, I should have helped them a little bit more. The words that you have in your mouth can help somebody. The actions that you have can help somebody. And I know a lot of people want to be on the big screen and be seen doing these things, but it's also okay for you to just slide something to somebody, encourage somebody, give them a word, give them a smile, give them a kind thought, you know? I'll be walking the street like, oh, gosh, you look nice, friend. You look good. Encouraging somebody because we never know what people are going through. So don't stop being you, right? When I first moved back to Philly, I was with my sister. We were walking down the street, and I was like, "Hey, have a good day. Hey, have a good day." She was like, "Stop talking to everybody. They're not gonna say hi to you." These were some guys. They actually did say hi back. She said they only say hi because they being fresh. But what I learned in a moment, whether being fresh or not being fresh, you still gotta be true to you. Me saying hi could brighten somebody's day. Now, there are some people that do not say hi back. And guess what? That's okay too, because I still was true to me. Sometimes I am in a zone where I'm not paying attention, but then I sat back and I'm like, have a good day. You know, we want to be able to encourage other people. So don't stop being you. All right. So our quote from today again was, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Friends, I encourage you to try just one more time. You never know what can happen. It could be your lucky day. All right. So I thank you for joining us tonight for Jen Cares Live. We are back. Thanks to my friends at Swagger Magazine and Chosen for supporting our efforts to continue bringing the community to you. Now, we're going to be like twice a month. We'll see how it goes. But our next guest actually encouraged me to come back to doing this. I went to a service and he was teaching on debt and money management. It was sharing how him and his wife had, I'll let him tell the story, but it just encouraged me. And I was like, I miss bringing information to the community. And I said, Jennifer, what's stopping you? Hence today's topic. Nothing was stopping me. I already reached out to say I wanted to get back into it. I was just procrastinating, dragging my feet. And then as it was getting close, I'm like, Jennifer, the 22nd gonna be before you know it. You got to move, girl. And then I sent the images and stuff, and then Jermel had posted it. I said, dang on, it is out there. I gotta do it. And sometimes we need that push. So what's stopping me? Nothing. And I'm so excited to have him. Shay Willis is going to be here on October 13th at 8 p.m. We're going to be talking paycheck to paycheck. And it was so funny. He was talking about finances and things and like managing your money, because sometimes we feel like that's a cuss word, and I understand, because sometimes I just want to spend my money too, but I have responsibilities. I have to be responsible. And he was sharing how if you want some help, reach out to me. He said, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna try to coax it a little bit, but I'm also gonna keep it real with you. Why? Because if you finally make the step to go to somebody to get your finances together, it means that you identified that it was something going on and you want them to get better, right? So he's going to come and he's going to share with us about paycheck to paycheck. So you be sure to tune in on that day. Again, I do really thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend that needs that push, that's trying to stop, that's trying to give up. Try to share it with yourself, because sometimes we got to remind ourselves to not give up. Don't let what's stopping you today keep you from who you're meant to become tomorrow. All right? It was a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, good night.
Thanks for joining Jen Cares this week. Special thanks to our sponsors, Swag Her Magazine and Chosen Counselors, guests, and viewers. Such a good conversation. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you found value in today's show, we'd appreciate your sharing it with a friend and dropping a comment down below. Until next time.